Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/JustNoMil. In today's episode, satisfaction when you're right about JNMIL. JNMIL comes for a visit. MIL just lied to me and outed herself. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Satisfaction when you're right about JNMIL. I'm full-term pregnant. LO will be here any day now. I've seen many people in this sub point out that the JNMILs will start demanding info around this time, and you were so right. The other day, MIL texted DH and me to ask how I'm doing. Really funny because she hasn't asked me that the entire pregnancy and would actually change the subject if I mentioned I was pregnant on family group calls. She has treated me like an incubator for her grandchild. I suspect her newfound curiosity is because she's actually plotting to show up unannounced after baby is here, even though we said no visitors for a few weeks postpartum, and wants to know when to book her flights. Even our couples therapist advised to be prepared for this because she has a habit of doing surprise visits. I told DH, I think she's trying to fish for info to guess when I'll go into labor. He said that I was being silly, she is just asking how I'm doing. I said, okay, just wait and see. I grey-rocked and said I was feeling good and hope she's well. Clearly, that answer didn't satisfy her, because today she sent several page-long texts asking me to share if I'm timing contractions, if I'm dilated and by how much, and that she wants to know because she's excited, with lots of love-bombing heart emojis. I absolutely do not feel comfortable sharing info about my labor progress because she has sh*t on our boundaries about no visitors, and I don't trust her to follow them. DH responded this time, grey-rocking and saying we're excited too, and thanked her for the well wishes. She said that we should be writing down what's happening to us right now and be up for sharing it, or we're doing LO a disservice. She asked if we knew what a baby book is, like who doesn't? DH said, yes, we have a baby book. We know she means that we should tell her what's happening, and this has nothing to do with LO's baby book. So she's already using LO to guilt trip us, and he isn't even born yet. DH said to me, you're right, she was fishing for info. I will keep grey-rocking her. I just realized that she is going to demand info for a long time, even after LO is born. We'll keep grey-rocking and remind her to be grateful for what we do share. Just felt satisfied that I correctly predicted her behavior. DH finally understands how overbearing she is about being grandma, and he is committed to dealing with her annoying demands. You should be up for sharing that kind of information. I guarantee you that LO will not want to ever hear about how dilated you were, nor will they want that information shared. Ever. Can you imagine your grandmother talking to you about that? I'm cackling LOL. To be honest, I'd also make a note of how often she tells you should do something for LO that's obviously for her, and address it if necessary. That's manipulative and gross. We will share what we feel comfortable sharing. Saving this for next time. Thank you. Start making firm plans of what you will do if she turns up the day after you have the baby, like will you or he reward her by allowing her in to meet the baby, or will you both stand firm and say see you in 2 weeks and shut the door? Thank you. This is the reason we went to couples counseling, because DH was wavering about what to do if they violate a boundary. We have a plan in place. If they show up unannounced, he's telling them to have fun at a hotel until we are ready for visitors, which could be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. If they cry and insist that they just want to help, he'll hand them a list of chores that they can do, but none will involve entering our home. They can walk our dogs or drop off food. We have Ring cameras installed already, and they don't have keys or our door code. nor will they. Not messing around. Make sure you hide the baby book from her. She'll be all over that like white on rice. Tell her weeks after baby is born. That is safest. But be prepared for her showing up. Sounds like she's suspicious. She really is. I kid you not, this same woman threw herself a grandma shower and kept all the gifts for our baby at her home several states away even though we asked her to mail them to us, but suddenly cares about how I'm feeling. Pfft. Congrats. My secret was also to make my husband handle it all. I used to be their bridge out of empathy for my mill. Ever since I stopped, my husband can't stand her and her demands anymore. It is amazing. Also congrats on the new baby, wishing you healthy delivery and speedy recovery. Thank you for sharing and for your kind words. That's exactly it. I was a bridge too for a long time, but once she started treating me like a cow for her grandbaby, I stopped. So grateful to see DH finally acknowledge her behavior and step up to deal with it. Type some generic text like "everything's alright" in your cell phone to copy it every time you send her a text. This is brilliant. This is a success since DH now sees how she's trying to get info she doesn't need. Just remember that if she shows up, you and DH don't have to let her in. DH knows to not let them in, and he knows that if he does for whatever reason, I'm locking our bedroom suite door with LO with me and not coming out until they leave. Made that very clear, although he insists that he would be livid if they showed up and demanded to come inside. But his mom is very good at crying to get her way, so I'm still planning for the worst. Thankfully we have our entire nursery, bathroom and bedroom behind our bedroom door, so I can hold out for a long while if need be. JNMIL comes for a visit. Welcome back to the insanity that is my life, and my awful relationship with my MIL. Now LO is almost 4 months old. And she was given permission to come down again. Not even here yet again 5 minutes. LO was at daycare. I had picked him up from his stroller to say hi, and she takes him from me. We go out to eat. And I went to the head. Came back in time for me to hear her telling the waitress that LO is her angel. And then, here she comes, mid-meal, go to the head again, love postpartum bladder, and I get stopped by said waitress and asked how much I charge for nanny. Asked to clarify. And she was asking how much I got paid to nanny the sweet little angel at my table. I said, oh, I work for free. She's like, oh wow, why? And I said, because why would I get paid to take care of my own son? Get home. And she insists on putting him to bed. 2 hours of crying and her refusing to let me do it. He's finally asleep, and so takes her back to the hotel. Went to bathe and LO woke up screaming. Thought so would get him, he's still video gaming. Go to get him and MIL has moved around his crib, laid him on his stomach. He has spit up everywhere, had major congestion, and was wearing a flannel onesie. It's 90 degrees where we live, and LO hates clothes when sleeping. Only 4 more days. She takes your baby from you and you allow it? You allowed your baby to cry for 2 hours because she wouldn't let you put him to bed yourself. Your husband sits back and ignores what his mother is doing. What was he doing during the 2 hours of crying? Your husband ignores your baby crying because playing a game is more important. You've got to stop allowing everyone to walk all over you. Next time she tries to grab your baby, tell her no, and that you will let her know when she can, and that she will ask, not grab. Tell her that she is not allowed to put baby to bed. She is not the parent and it's not her role to do so. She can demand all she wants, but it's your child and your house. As for your husband, it's time for a very, very serious discussion about reigning in his mother and being a better father. If he can't tear himself away from a game to check on his infant when you are trying to bathe, then he doesn't need to be playing games at all. He needs to be an active participant in raising this child. Tell him that he cannot sit on the sidelines while you do the majority of baby care. If he isn't changing diapers, bathing, soothing, and as familiar with his routines as you are, then he's not being a good father. I think a good place to start is to tell your husband MIL will not see baby again during this visit unless he calls her and tells her what the rules are and that he is expected to help enforce them. It's not easy, but you'll be a lot happier if you toughen up and take control. This is your baby, not hers. She has zero authority, so stop letting her think she does. What do you mean, she refused to let me put my baby to bed? How does that happen? You say, give me my baby, take your baby and go parent him. It really is that simple. You're the mom. It is always your turn. Stop giving away your power. You can do this. You realize you're training her how to treat you. And right now she knows she can literally walk all over you and do whatever the hell she wants to do because you won't do a thing to stand up for yourself and your baby. Honey, grow a backbone. Get really angry and don't be afraid to be mean. Protect your baby. Hey Mama Bear, come join the party. In fact, you should be leading the party. I know it's hard when you're not used to taking charge, but if you are not going to step up and advocate for your baby's health and safety, who in the hell is gonna? Daddy's playing games and MIL had no idea what she's doing. Get out here and take charge. Firmly. Hurt feelings take a distant second to baby's needs and your mental health. Yup. 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 Stop MIL from walking all over you, and also tell your husband to be a dad who doesn't neglect his crying child. Think of it this way, you will only be doing right for your baby if you stand up for yourself. Good luck. Why do you let her treat you like that? Surely you realize it's wrong. Grow a freaking spine and protect your baby. There's so much no here, but I'm going to have to focus on she put him to sleep on his stomach. Okay, lesson learned, this woman never gets to be alone with him again. If she asks to put him to bed, no. If she wants to go out with just you and LO, and you would have to go to the bathroom and leave him alone with her for even a few minutes, no. She doesn't respect you as a parent and she doesn't know how to properly care for an infant, so she can't be trusted to even interact with LO without you or DH directly supervising. That's if DH is willing to say no to her, if not you would have to be there. No more of this letting her grab him from you either. If she tries it, you stare her down with the coldest look you can muster and tell her, give me back my baby. Your MIL pisses me off. MIL just lied to me and outed herself. So MIL has been desperate to babysit DD1. She's asked 3 times within the last 4 days. Every time we've said no. DH and I talked about the last one and agreed it's not a good idea for her to babysit right now. He told her as such this morning. She called me today while I was out getting groceries and I accidentally rejected the call when getting my phone out of my pocket. She left a voicemail, but since I called right back I didn't look at it until later. During the call she said DH told her she could pick up DD1 from school, take her to a movie, and have her back at 3. Record scratch. What? That's not DH and I talked about. We also don't get DD1 from school early unless we absolutely have to for a doctor's appointment, even if it is preschool. I told her that and she asked again, but I said no. We ended the call, I finished my grocery shopping, and picked up DD1. Later, I checked the voicemail and the transcription said, "Hi, OP. This is MIL, DH said I can't pick up DD1 this week. I was going to see if I can pick her up." So, not only did she lie, she also tried to triangulate us to get what she wanted. Boy, is this going to backfire when I tell DH. Time to remove her from the pickup list and put her on the absolutely can't pick up list. Oh yes, most definitely. Ugh, I hate this sh*t from her. Nagging you 3 times in 4 days, then lying and interfering in your marriage. That's some unhealthy, creepy desperation to get your child alone. I hope it backfires spectacularly on her. Wow, that's awfully bold of her. She had to know she would be caught in that lie. I'm very curious what DH has to say about this. Typical, when daddy says no, ask mommy behavior. And how will she be punished? My kids used to do that until they realized what the consequences were. Damn. She just really stepped in it, didn't she? Keep us posted. He's not happy with her, but not as mad as I am. I just kind of wish that eventually enough would be enough for him. He said today that his family can fight and get mad and yell and they can be mad at him while he ignores them for a few weeks. MIL absolutely hates that and tries to push, kind of like this post, but he just doesn't give in until the time out of over. Then MIL is on good behavior for a while, sometimes a long time, until something happens again. We did have a talk tonight about what a hard line would be. He said it was definitely when his parents lied by omission about supposedly accidentally exposing DD1 to unvaxxed BAL2 and wife, but he also said that it shouldn't have to get that far to be the line. We'll see how this goes. He's certainly thinking things over. She sounds way too confused to even be taking care of herself. Maybe, yeah. One of our friends thinks she has the early symptoms of dementia. I'm honestly not sure about that and think she's just trying to be manipulative. Well, there's a good reason to remove her from the pickup list and maybe consider her a danger to DD. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.